At the age of 16, I was sentenced to 10 years for my first, last, and only arrest. While I was serving that sentence in the Texas Youth Commission, a facility caseworker reviewed my file and believed an error had been made during my sentencing. She contacted central office, and I was informed that it appeared a mistake had been made in the county that sentenced me. From the information they reviewed, it appeared as though I had been sentenced as if I were a repeat offender returning to court, when in reality it was my first offense. The caseworker attempted to help me challenge the issue, but because I had already signed a plea agreement, accepted responsibility, so my co-defendants wouldn't have to serve time, there was nothing that could be done. Over the course of my sentence, I spent time in 3 facilities. 2 of those 3 facilities have been closed due to abuse, corruption, and poor living conditions. I was sent 8 hours away from home to a prison where temperatures exceeded 100 degrees during the summer and snowed during the winter. We were required to pass a physical fitness test before being allowed to go home, and if you failed to meet the required time, you remain incarcerated beyond your sentence. Damn. When I became sick with illnesses such as strep throat or staph infections, I was only offered faucet water as a solution. I learned that if I wanted rest, I had to become disruptive enough to be removed from the unit. That meant throwing my personal property around so I could be sent to security. While in security, I would be stripped down and allowed to wear a pair of boxers. My mattress was removed every day at 6 a.m., and a food tray would be pushed through a latch in the door and thrown on the ground as I was called racial slurs. And I would either have to pick that food up and eat it, or I wouldn't eat it all. The officers created compliance by instructing us to fight in places that were off camera, such as in the bathroom or storage closets that were where cleaning supplies were kept. In exchange, youth were either promised drugs, permission to tattoo, food from the free world, or extra phone calls. As a 16-year-old sentenced offender having 10 years, I was housed with 20-year-old general offenders, meaning they only had 9 months. So I had to be creative not only in how I avoided getting caught and being sent to the adult prison system, but also how I would actually protect myself, because fighting was unavoidable. Many youth did not have the ability to defend themselves, and as a result, they became vulnerable to abuse from both staff and other youth. I witnessed kids go through extortion, sexual acts through intimidation, and public humiliation used to establish power and control. For these children, the damage was not limited to what happened to them physically. It was a psychological impact of learning that their safety, dignity, and humanity could be taken from them without consequence. And I can wholeheartedly say that now as an adult, I'm still healing from experiences that no child should ever have to endure. What I know to be true is that youth are not asking for another prescriptive check-the-box counseling session. They're asking for connection, guidance, and a safe space to tell the truth about what they're carrying. They're asking for someone to take their pain seriously before it becomes a disciplinary issue, a criminal charge, or a prison sentence. More than anything, they're asking to be seen before their pain turns into a permanent part of their identity. Mental health care should not be viewed as a supplemental service within correctional facilities. It should be treated with the same level of urgency and institutional commitment that is given to discipline and compliance. We have entire systems dedicated to tracking misconduct, documenting violations, and enforcing compliance. We should be equally committed to identifying trauma and emotional distress. If we can recognize when a youth breaks a rule, we should be able to recognize when a youth is asking for help. Every young person who enters a facility is telling something wrong through their behavior. The question is whether we're willing to listen before that behavior follows them into adulthood. Okay.